Day 563 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get the job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 1446 consecutive characters. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as well. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. The power of the string is the maximum length of a non-empty substring that contains only one unique character. Given the string S, return the power of S. So now let's go ahead and take a look at these examples, y'all, just so we can make sure that we are doing this correctly. So in example 1, we have our input S equals a string LeetCode. The output is 2. Explanation says the substring EE is of length 2 with the character E only. So let's go ahead and break this down one step further. What we want to do is we want to find the maximum length of a non-empty substring that contains only one unique character. Meaning we want to find a substring in this string that's the same of all of the same letter, right? And then we want to keep track or keep count of how many times we see that letter. So in this case, the longest streak that we have of the same letter is E, and it's 2, right? So we have 2 E's, right? So that's why the output is 2. There's no other streak of letters that occur consecutively or next to each other for a longer streak than 2. Everything else only appears once, really. So let's take a look at example 2, just in case you still don't understand what I mean, where we have multiple letters that go on multiple different streaks, and you can see we want the longest streak. So in example 2, we have the string A, B, B, C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 D, C, B, A. Boom, the output is 5. Explanation says the substring E is a length 5 with the character E only. So as you can see, we have multiple substrings in this example of consecutive characters, right? We have 2 B's here, we have 3 C's here, we have 4 D's here, and we have 5 E's here, right? So since E goes on the longest streak and the count of that is 5, that's why we return 5, because E, which has the longest streak of consecutive letters, goes on for 5 consecutive letters, and so the output is 5. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Solution is not that difficult. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert the input string into an array of characters for easy indexing. So we're going to come over here, we're going to say let array equal an array, open up the parentheses of S, just like this. Boom. Then we need a variable to store the count, right? Or the maximum length of consecutive characters. So our output, we need to store that somewhere. So to do that, we're going to create a variable called answer. And we're just going to set that equal to 0 to start our count from 0. Then we also need a counter to keep track of the current sequence of consecutive identical characters. So for that, we're going to declare a variable called counter, and we're just going to set that equal to 0. Boom. Then we're going to loop through the string from the first character to the second to last. So we're going to come right here. We're going to say for I in 0 dot dot less than array dot count minus 1. We're going to open up the brackets, and if the current character is the same as the next one, we're going to increase the counter to extend the current streak. So we're going to say if array square bracket I is equal to array square bracket I plus 1, then we're going to come right here. We're going to open up the brackets, and we're going to say counter plus equals 1. Else, we're going to come right here, and if the character is different, then we need to reset the counter. So we're going to say counter equals 0. Boom. Now we're going to update the maximum streak length if the current one is greater by coming right here, and we're going to say if answer is less than counter, then we're going to open up the brackets, and we're going to say answer equals counter. Boom. And finally, we need to return our answer, and we are going to add 1 to the result because the counter tracks the number of extra matching characters. So uh, because we're keeping track from I plus 1, we still need to include I. So we're going to add 1 to our answer. So we're going to say return, open up the parentheses, answer plus 1. Boom. So let's give this a run. Make sure it runs properly before we submit it. Okay, cannot find answer and scope. We have a small typo. Let's run it again, y'all. Let's run it again. See what happens. And look at that, it's accepted. So let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it stays accepted after we submit it. And look at that, y'all. 1 millisecond beats 45.45% of users. Not too bad. We could get those numbers up, but right now we just want a simple and easy solution that we can learn from. And I figured this is the best solution for that because it's easy to understand. So we can take the knowledge that we gain from this understanding and apply it later on in our LeetCode journey, y'all. So with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.